hello to everybody. Hello to everybody who is watching this video. Let's do some ranking algorithm stuff. You know, I cannot share much about this project. Probably one day it comes that we cannot talk a lot like we used to, but still, I think we can do a lot of things. So last time we talked about English auctions and got to know a lot of stuff about auctions and oh shoot, I was about to cut. Get out. Okay, so we had English auction and this time let's go see what are the things we want to get to know. There are some, this is a new area field and I want to make the foundation of knowledge for myself. So what is the idea? The idea is that a lot of these ranking algorithms and search are designed for products like Google, where in Google you don't have selling a product necessarily. It's just a search engine, and a lot of companies put their ads on Google to be seen. That's enough for them. But in a platform like Amazon, at the end of the day, Amazon cares about selling product to the consumer. So you want, as a platform, you want to suggest the products that the consumer likes, so it ends up to a purchase and transaction at the end of the day. So we need to go over those ranking ideas before and make them better for platforms who are selling products. Then user feedback, presentation bias, and selection bias. What is presentation bias? Presentation bias is probably the thing that the products at the top of the listing, the plat recommender system puts at the top of the listing, gets more clicks. Selection bias is that, I don't know where it is. Okay, then Monzer said that this recommender system, RL systems, usually once you like something, they start to recommend you more of the same thing. For example, if you go on YouTube and you like watching videos of tigers, then it just starts showing you videos of tigers and lions and animals, right? So it just exploits that genre of videos, whatever, that topic. And the good thing is that, okay, you like it, but we know that there are other things that you like, and it is kind of risky for the platform to show you other stuff, because if it shows you too much of other stuff, explores your other tastes, you may lose interest. Platform knows you like tigers, but platform doesn't know if you like, for example, shoes, like how to build a shoe, or you know how to make a shoe. So if platform is just showing you a lot of shoe videos, you will lose. You say, oh, why is it showing me shoes videos? So maybe it's a good idea to show you a lot of tigers and sprinkle some shoes, and once, like over the time, see if you like shoes or not. That's it. Let's, now that Monzer said RL and confounding bias. RL creates confounding bias in Netflix. So platforms exploit one taste of you and it doesn't help them in long term, because in long term they want to know what other, like Netflix, if always shows you for example mafia movies, you like other things, you like animal documentaries, so it doesn't feel good. It's not the best strategy for Netflix, it's not the best for you. Perfect. Let's go. I wanna first of all close this one. Talked a lot. Dude, I started putting ice. It makes it taste much better. So let's go ChatGPT and learn the basics of what is RL. What is reinforcement learning? The last time we talked about counterfactual. So counterfactual is like what would happen if I did this, if I leave a lot of lions in a tiger ecosystem, right? Confounding, I don't know what is it. Confounding bias is like there is an element that we don't know, latent variable that affects all of our experiment, but we don't know what it is.
Reinforcement learning, RL, is a type of machine learning where an agent learns to make decisions by taking actions in an environment to maximize some notion of cumulative reward. It is inspired by behavioral psychology and works on the principle of learning from interaction with the environment.
That's
Key
very
components
nice.
of reinforcement learning. Agent, the learner or decision.
So there is an agent who is in a probably random environment. Oh, also multi-armed bandit thing. What is RL? What is multi-armed bandit? Okay, we know that multi-armed bandit is a special case of RL. So there is an agent in an environment, takes action. These are the things I know before we read. The guy takes action in a set AI, then based on the action, based on the state of the environment, he receives a reward RT, and then he tries to maximize reward or minimize regret, sigma RT. R depends on the action, on the state, and he probably has a policy that based on previous action and the state what to take next, and these are the things. Okay, we have agent, we have environment, we have state. Environment has a state, right? Learns from everything the agent interacts with and learns from is environment. A representation of the current situation in which the agent finds itself. Isn't it the environment? Action, the choices available to the agent. One thing is that if you want to bring game theory, we may have multiple agents. Reward. What is reward? Reward. Ah, dude, it should have been like in the. Okay, you missed it. Reward. From the environment to evaluate action. Alright, yeah, because we want to have this conclusion. One, you enjoy my superpower, a yawning superpower, so. Then we have reward. So you take action based on the state. There is a function that rewards you from the environment to evaluate the action taken. Policy. Yeah, I told policy. Policy is like what is should be your action, next action, based on the state, current state, and current reward. Probably current strategy that the agent employs to determine the next action based on the current state. It can be current state, previous action, even current reward. Like you took a good action, gave you a lot of reward, you probably want to do it more. Value function isn't it the sum of the rewards? A prediction of future rewards used to evaluate the desirable of the states. Model, optional. It's not in all of the RL ones. An internal representation of the environment that agents uses for planning. Oh, okay, the agent has a model himself of the environment. Yeah, probably he doesn't know the environment in a full. Okay, these were all okay with me. Now let's continue reading.
Decision maker. In learning process, the agent interacts with the environment by taking actions that lead to changes in the state of the environment and receiving rewards as feedback. The goal is to learn.
Interesting. So once the agent takes action, it gives him rewards, but also state of the environment changes based on his current action. I didn't have it. Yeah, it makes complete
A
sense.
policy that maximizes the total cumulative reward
I
over
was
time.
thinking the state of environment changes as a function itself, but it can change as a function of action of the agent.
This is typically done through two main approaches. Value-based methods. These methods involve estimating the value function, which represents the expected cumulative reward of states or state action pairs. A popular algorithm in this category is Q-learning. Policy-based methods. These methods involve directly learning the policy that maps states to actions without explicitly estimating the value function. An example of this approach is the reinforce algorithm. Actor-critic methods. These combine value-based and policy-based approaches by having two components: an actor, which updates the policy, and a critic, which updates the value function. Applications of reinforcement learning.
I don't wanna get
Reinforcement learning has been successfully applied in various domains, including gaming. RL algorithms have achieved superhuman performance in games like Go, chess, and video games. Robotics. RL
So
is
it's
used to
like-
teach robots to perform tasks such as walking.
So like chess is two players actually. Go, what is Go? Chess and video games. So these video games are also multiple agents. So it's working very good.
Grasping, and navigating. Autonomous vehicles. RL helps in decision-making for self-driving cars. Finance. RL is used for algorithmic trading and portfolio management. Healthcare. RL aids in optimizing treatment plans and drug discovery. Challenges in reinforcement learning. Exploration against exploitation. Balancing the need to explore new actions to find better rewards and exploiting known actions that yield high rewards. Sample efficiency. Learning effectively from limited data. Scalability, handling large state and action spaces. Stability and convergence, ensuring that the learning process is stable and converges to an optimal policy. Reinforcement learning continues to be an active area of research with ongoing advancements in algorithms and applications.
Mathematical modeling. The element. State is ST. That's nice. Action is AT. Reward is RT. And policy is pi. value function. Value is assigned to each policy, and why don't you update this? Why? Oh, okay, so I still produce. Ah, dude, come on, all of this J theta. Can you regenerate your Dude, this is the same shit. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, let's go over it. Key elements and their mathematical modeling. Agent and environment interaction. The agent interacts with the environment at discrete time steps t0, 1, 2, perfect. At each time step t, the agent observes a state. From the state space S, takes an action at from the action space A. So, makes sense. Yeah, man. S is the state, A is the action space. We have T starting from 0, which sucks, 2, and we have ST in S, AT in A, and then we have reward RT based on the state and action. But what is the function? Is R of ST and AT probably. Transition to the next state, ST plus 1. So we have AT and ST, and this thing results in ST plus 1, which probably we need to have this dynamic as a function, right? So we have if, for example, S times A to S, something like that. State is the representation of the current situation of the environment. State space S is a set of all possible states. Action AT, choice made by the agent that influences the state of the environment. Action space A is a set of all possible actions. Reward RT. R is a function of S and A. Scalar feedback signal received after taking an action AT in state ST. Reward function R, S, and A provides the reward for taking action A in state S. Policy part. What is policy? Policy says based on the reward and action and state at this time, what should be the action next time? No. Policy is mapping, yes, from the state to the action. Policy is mapping from state to probability of selecting each possible action. So deterministic possibility. Sometimes we have this policy. Deterministic policy, pi of s is in A, right? And then we have a stochastic policy, pi is from S to a distribution over A, right? So pi AS. Perfect. Very beautiful. I am also curious about game theory in this space. Value function. This is the okay, value function. I didn't. The value function v pi s represents the expected return. Value, exactly, expected return. Oh, expected return, cumulative reward when starting in state S and following policy pi. So S0 is S, policy is pi, v pi s, can I write it down? Should be the expected value of sum t0 to infinity of r stat. That's it, right? Given policy pi. Expected is given respect to policy pi, right? What is the updating rule, by the way? We haven't find this yet. Like, what is, once I take this action, once the state is S, what is the next state? I don't know that. Oh, okay, he's also saying it. Where lambda is between discount. Okay, we also is like the sum has a discounted factor gamma. Let me see if I can. Okay. Okay. So begin align. Let's see what it says. So v pi s is expected reward. Where is the expectation? With respect to the pi, that sucks. Dude, it doesn't put the. Okay, t from 0 to infinity, gamma to the power of t rt. Well, RT is of RS and A, S0S, given S0 is S. Alright. Terrible. GPT needs to get better on this. I had problems before too. If you want to write my thesis, you better get better. Action value function, Q function. So we have a reward function. What is the action value function? Isn't it the same as the Q function represents the, you have it? Yeah. Expected return when starting in state S, taking action A, and thereafter following policy apart. Well, I thought AT. Oh, okay. There is a difference. Action value function can be v pi s when a is pi of s, right? So it says for the net I will follow pi, but let me for the a0 let me do a0 arbitrarily whatever I want. Then I will at will be pi sd. But for now let a be something I want. Let's see what it says. Exactly. Model of the environment, the transition probability. Oh, modeling the environment. Okay. That was the dynamic I was saying. So why should it be optional? We need to know what is the next state based on the action on the state. The transition probability function P is prime given S and A gives the probability of transition to state S prime and state S after taking action A. I think we need it. Why? Otherwise, how do we know what is the next step? Oh, he's saying the model is something agent adds. I don't know honestly. The reward function gives this expected reward for transitioning from state S. That's there another thing. Okay. Bellman equations. So we got the model pretty much. Do we need to go to the Bellman equations? Let's go. Let's get some terms so that we know what's up. Like these terms pops up in our meetings and I want to have some idea. Bellman expectation equation for value function. Which one was value function? V pi, right? V pi and Q probably wants to connect V to the Q. Let's see what it V pi is expected of R of S and A. Well, obviously, that's true. This is not very difficult, right? It says your valuation by policy pi is equivalent to, you go to the next state, computing the valuation from there on, and the reward you got at the first stage, right? So RSA is you took action based on policy pi. Your next state will be S prime based on the model, and then that's it. Very obvious. Bellman expectation equation for Q function. So Q function was similar to pi, but it was saying that what happens if we, for the first step, just take another action, then follow policy. So QPISA is saying next state comes from the model, prime comes from the model. You take the reward RSA obviously plus gamma. Why should it be like that? Well, RSA obvious, and then you follow S prime make sense. Why should we have A prime Q pi? I felt this part actually should be this part should be V pi. Go to the stasis. I don't get this part, to be honest. Where is Wikipedia? Wikipedia. Okay, it's just about the value function. Q R S T U. We didn't have U. U is R. That is what I said already. What is this G function? Total discounted reward. Let's go. Let's type it here. See? Now it can type it. It's very strange. Why should it be like that? Okay, this is the formula, but once if we want to get deep into the shit, we need to prove this because it's not intuitive for me. Then we have what happens at the optimal situation, right? What do you mean by optimal? The optimal policy. So action. Yeah, okay. Pi. A star is pi. It's the same shit, isn't it? Okay, we have this. Who cares? I don't care for it. Algorithms, Q-learning of policy, SARSA on policy, policy gradient method. That's actually very nice. So good. We have some optimality constraint. Good to know. I want to know what happens if two RL robots, two RL agents play against each other in chess. Oh, okay. Deep mind.
S.
Where are you reading? Okay, come here. Read.
When two RL agents play against each other in chess, several interesting dynamics and outcomes can occur, depending on their training, strategies, and learning algorithms. Here are some key points to consider. Training phase. Self-play. Often, RL agents are trained using self-play, where they play against copies of themselves. This helps the agents to continuously improve by learning from their own mistakes and strategies. Exploration versus exploitation. During training, agents balance exploration, trying new moves, and exploitation, using known successful moves. This balance is crucial for discovering optimal strategies. Evaluation and adaptation. Agents evaluate their strategies based on rewards, example winning, losing, drawing. Over time, they adapt their strategies to maximize their chances of winning. Gameplay dynamics. Initial learning. Initially, games between two RL agents might look erratic and suboptimal as they are still learning effective strategies. Convergence to optimal strategies. Over time, as the agents play more games, they begin to converge towards optimal strategies. The quality of the games improves, and the agents learn to avoid mistakes and capitalize on the opponent's errors. Adversarial learning. Each agent learns not only to improve its own strategy but also to counter the strategies of the opponent. This adversarial learning leads to a continuous cycle of adaptation and improvement. Outcomes. Competitive play. The games become highly competitive, with each agent trying to outsmart the other. The agents learn advanced tactics and strategies to gain an advantage. Diverse strategies. Depending on their learning algorithms and parameters, agents might develop diverse and unique strategies. Some might favor aggressive play, while others might prefer defensive or balanced approaches. Human-level performance. With sufficient training, RL agents can reach or even surpass human-level performance. They might discover novel strategies and moves that human players have not considered. Example, AlphaZero. A well-known example of RL agents playing against each other in chess is AlphaZero, developed by DeepMind. AlphaZero uses a combination of reinforcement learning and neural networks. Here's a brief outline of how it works. Self-play training. AlphaZero plays millions of games against itself, starting from random moves and gradually improving through self-play. Neural network evaluation. A neural network evaluates board positions and suggests moves. It combines this evaluation with a Monte Carlo tree search, MCTS, to decide the best moves. Adaptation and improvement. Through self-play, AlphaZero continuously adapts and improves its strategies, learning to anticipate and counter various tactics. Key learnings. Emergence of advanced play. As agents play against each other, advanced play emerges naturally. They learn openings, mid-game tactics, and end-game strategies. Unpredictable evolution. The evolution of playstyles can be unpredictable. Agents might discover unconventional strategies that prove highly effective. Benchmarking progress. Playing against copies of itself or different versions of itself allows an agent to benchmark progress and understand the effectiveness of its strategies. In summary, when two RL agents play chess against each other, they engage in a dynamic process of continuous learning and adaptation. Over time, they improve their gameplay quality, develop sophisticated strategies, and can potentially reach or exceed human-level performance.
So who won? Matches against Stockfish. AlphaZero played a series of matches against Stockfish, one of the strongest traditional chess engines at the time. Here is a summary of the result. 100-game match. December 2017, AlphaZero played 100 games against Stockfish 8, the reigning champion. The result was overwhelming in favor of AlphaZero. Wow. 28 wins, 72 draws, and 0 losses. This is crazy. Like, from now on, we just build reinforcement learning machines that fight against each other. Key highlights: no opening book or endgame. What is opening book or endgame tables of bases? Oh, okay. Then the strategies of AlphaZero were studied by grandmasters, because they were unconventional. Advancement in AI. That's really good. Future developments. Like, right? This is just, we can learn this. Okay, now let's go multi-arm bandit. What is multi-arm bandit? So, multi-arm bandit. Multi-arm bandit MAB problem is a classic problem in reinforcement learning and decision theory. So first of all, decision theory, that's nice. And then we have multi-arm bandit, which is part of reinforcement learning. Alright, oh shoot. Decision theory that explores the dilemma between exploration and exploitation. It is a simplified model for understanding the trade-offs involved in choosing between multiple. What is arm bandits? Do we have single arm bandit? Mono arm. When the rewards of those options are uncertain. Well, no, it's like the arms are like you try different things. It's not like well, we may have multi-agent, multi-arm bandit, right? It's a simplified model for understanding the trade-offs involved in choosing between multiple. Let it read because
The multi-armed bandit. Description. Imagine a gambler at a casino with multiple slot machines, referred to as arms. Each arm provides a random reward from a probability distribution specific to that arm. The gambler's objective is to maximize the total reward over a sequence of plays.
So which machines
However,
should use
the
more?
gambler does not know the reward distributions in advance and must learn them through trial and error. Key concepts. Arms. Each arm 3, where I set membership symbol 1, 2, KI \in \1, 2, \L dots, K \I set membership symbol 1, 2, K, represents an option or action the agent can take. Each arm has an unknown reward distribution with a mean reward µi \mu_I µi. Plays. The
Still like
agent
the
selects an
restaurant
arm to
example
play
that
and
says-
receives a reward based on the arm's reward distribution. The goal is to maximize the cumulative reward over a series of plays. Exploration versus exploitation. Exploration, trying different arms to gather more information about their reward distributions. Exploitation, selecting the arm that currently seems to offer the highest reward based on the information gathered so far. Mathematical formulation. Let A, T, A.
Turning different arms to gather more information about the reward distribution. Sometimes you want to get to know the distribution, sometimes once you know the distribution, you want to exploit them or not use them at all. I want to see how I can, like we have RT, we have multiple arms, each arm is an action, right? Can I look at it through reinforcement learning, mathematics? So each arm is an action. What is the state? We have no state here, right? The environment, what is our state? Is our state our understanding of these distributions? Yeah, we can build a mu hat, which is like empirical mu of each distribution, and move over that. So we had a state, we had the model from one. Okay, model is fixed, right? Actions do not change the slot machine's behavior. So yeah, that's one thing. Options do not change that. Then what else? We have reward, which is obvious, random from the, which is a random function, by the way. And then let's that's it, right? We had PI, we had policy, which we should decide. So that's exploration, exploitation. And we had R, we had pi, we had S, we had A, we had V, which is here, the same thread. So like they are close, but okay, the only thing that remains is I couldn't match was what is the state? What is the state? Maximize the expected cumulative function. Okay, this is actually these we had in our group meetings before. Honestly, ChatGPT is really good. Fucking, you don't need to go through a bunch of huge tons of paper to learn this. Just simplified. Upper confidence bound. Is it the state? That was actually in the other paper. A/B testing matters. Very beautiful problem. What? It's a simplified case of reinforcement learning. Agent, okay. Actions, rewards, policy, exactly, state. That was the big one, right? And now he's just like, we have a separate section for state. Oh, also, okay. Because I specifically asked what is the state. Maybe that's why it just said it's so big.
A, T, A, T, B. The arm selected at time TTT. State in map. In the context of the multi-armed bandit problem, the concept of state is simplified compared to general RL problems. Here's a detailed view of the state in map.
Okay, read more.
The multi-armed bandit, MAB, problem is a classic problem in reinforcement learning and decision theory that explores state. The multi-armed bandit, MAB, problem can be seen as a simple. In the context of the multi-armed bandit problem, the concept of state is simplified compared to general RL problems. Here's a detailed view of the state in MAB. State representation in MAB. Implicit state. While MAB does not explicitly deal with states in the traditional RL sense, the state can be implicitly represented by the history of actions taken and rewards received. This historical information influences the decision-making process. Stateless assumption. Classical MAB problems assume that each decision is made independent.
Oh, we have an implicit state. Does not explicitly deal with the state in the traditional RL sense. Implicitly read history of actions taken and rewards received. Okay. Stateless assumption. Classical MAB problems assume that each decision is made independent. Well, history is the state, exactly.
Of a state and depends only on comparison with RL states. RL states in RL represent different situations or configurations of the environment that the agent finds itself in. The state determines the set of possible actions and influences the reward. MAB, the notion of state is minimal or non-existent. The decision to pull an arm is based on the accumulated knowledge, example estimates of the mean rewards of each arm, rather than.
Dude, I found this thing very... Yeah, don't give me a recommendation on the news. Better. Sorry. Let's get back to business. Okay.
An explicit state representation. Transition dynamics. MAB, there are no explicit state transitions. Each action, arm pull, is independent, and there is no state to transition from or to. The focus is on learning the reward distributions of each arm. RL, actions cause transitions between states according to the environment's dynamics, and the agent learns to navigate these transitions to maximize cumulative rewards.
Well, this notion of
Summary.
history is something.
In summary, the multi-armed bandit problem can be viewed as a special, simplified case of reinforcement learning where the state is implicit and primarily represented by the history of actions and rewards. There are no state transitions as found in more complex
Exactly.
RL problems. The main focus is on balancing exploration and exploitation to maximize rewards. Despite its simplicity, the MAB problem provides valuable insights into decision-making and is foundational for understanding more complex RL scenarios.
So, okay. What is the confounding bias? causal inference. Yeah, let's get to know about causal inference a bit too. Dude, honestly, I feel I need to eat something right now. What do I have? What do I have? What can I eat? Guys, let me take a pause. I promise it doesn't take more than 10 minutes, alright? And I will be back. So, because I didn't have breakfast, and I don't know why, because I'm learning shit. So I will be back in 10 minutes. Okay. Guess it took 20 minutes, but I'm back. Now, let's go. What was that? What is confounding bias? Why am I so tired? Okay.
Confounding bias occurs when an external factor, a confounder, affects both the treatment, or action, and the outcome in a way that distorts the perceived relationship between them. This bias can lead to incorrect conclusions about the effect of the treatment or action. What is confounding bias? Definition. Confounding bias is a type of systematic error that occurs when the observed effect of an action or treatment on an outcome is mixed with the effect of another variable, the confounder. Confounder. A confounder is a variable that is correlated with both the treatment and the outcome but is not a causal intermediate. Example. Consider a study investigating the effect of exercise on weight loss. If diet is not controlled for, it may act as a confounder because it influences both exercise frequency and weight loss. Thus, the observed effect of exercise on weight loss may be biased by differences in diet. How confounding bias relates to reinforcement learning. In the context of reinforcement learning, RL, confounding bias can arise in various ways. State action reward dependencies. In RL, the agent makes decisions, actions, based on its current state, and these actions lead to rewards. If there are unobserved variables that influence both the actions and the rewards, confounding can occur. Policy learning. When learning a policy, an RL agent tries to maximize cumulative rewards based on the observed state action reward trajectories. If certain actions are influenced by unobserved factors that also affect the rewards, the learned policy may be biased. Observational data. When using observational data to train RL models, confounders present in the data can lead to biased estimates of the action values. This can happen if the data were generated by an environment where actions and rewards were influenced by unobserved confounders. Causes of confounding bias in RL. Partial observability. If the agent does not have access to all relevant information about the environment, i.e., It cannot observe all confounding variables.
RL.
It may make decisions based
It's
on
saying how
incomplete
can it
information,
happen?
leading to biased learning. Non-random action selection. If actions are selected based on certain criteria, example based on previous rewards or states influenced by confounders, the resulting data can reflect these biases. Feedback loops. In RL, actions taken by the agent can influence future states and rewards, creating complex dependencies that can introduce confounding if some influencing factors are not accounted for. Mitigating confounding bias in RL. To mitigate confounding bias in RL, several strategies can be employed. Causal inference techniques. Using causal inference methods can help identify and adjust for confounders. Techniques such as
That's it. Let's go read this.
In the context of recommender systems, reinforcement learning, RL, can cause confounding bias in several ways. Here's a detailed explanation. How RL causes confounding bias in recommender systems. User interaction data. Recommender systems often rely on historical user interaction data to train RL models. If certain items are more likely to be recommended because they have been recommended frequently in the past, this can introduce a confounding bias. The observed reward, example.
It is just the same as ranking algorithms. Once you're at the top, you'll be shown more. It's like a snowball effect, right?
Clicks or purchases for these items might be higher not necessarily because they are inherently better but because they have been more frequently exposed to users.
How can we know what is inherently better?
Feedback loops. RL algorithms in recommender systems learn from user feedback to improve recommendations. If the system continuously recommends popular items, it reinforces their visibility and subsequent user interactions, creating a feedback loop. This feedback loop can skew the learning process, causing the RL model to overestimate the true value of frequently recommended items while underestimating less exposed items. Non-random recommendations. Recommendations are typically not random, they are influenced by user profiles, past behavior, and contextual factors. If the RL model does not account for these factors adequately, the actions, recommendations, it takes can be confounded by these variables. For instance, if a certain demographic group interacts more with a particular type of content, the model may recommend that content more frequently to similar users, leading to biased learning. Temporal biases.
Sorry, I just lost my
non-random recommendations. Recommendations are typically not random, they are influenced by user profiles, past behavior, and contextual factors. If the RL model does not account for these factors adequately, the actions, recommendations, it takes can be confounded by these variables. For instance, if a certain demographic group interacts more with a particular type of content, the model may recommend that content more frequently to similar users, leading to biased learning.
That was the same reason, right?
Temporal biases.
Like the 1, 2, 3
User
are
preferences
all
and behaviors can change over time. An RL recommender system that heavily relies on historical data may not adapt quickly to these changes. For example, if an item becomes popular due to a recent trend, the RL model might not recognize this shift promptly, leading to outdated and biased recommendations.
Oh, that's
popularity bias. Popularity bias occurs when the RL model disproportionately recommends popular items because they have higher historical interaction rates.
All
This
of
can
these
result in a
reasons are similar.
self-perpetuating cycle where popular items get more interactions, reinforcing their popularity and leading the model to recommend them even more, thereby confounding the recommendation process. Examples of confounding bias in RL-based recommender systems. Content recommendation. If a streaming service's RL-based recommender system primarily promotes blockbuster movies, it may overlook niche films. The RL model might learn that blockbuster movies generate higher immediate rewards, example views, likes, but this learning is confounded by their higher initial visibility, not necessarily their intrinsic quality. E-commerce recommendations. In an online shopping platform, an RL recommender might favor items with high past sales. This can be problematic if high sales were driven by external factors,
Oh, actually,
example
this is the
seasonal
important
demand,
ones. Wait a
marketing
second.
campaigns.
In an online shopping platform, an RL recommender might favor items with high past sales. This can be problematic if high sales were driven by external factors, seasonal demand, marketing campaigns, that the RL model doesn't account for. There are so many factors involved, and dude, this is an amazing field, because as I said, there's so many factors involved and you don't know how much each one of them affects, and once you fix one, the other one maybe get into a bad state. Consequently, the model might over recommend these items, leading to a biased understanding of user preference. Okay.
That the RL model doesn't account for. Mitigating confounding bias in RL-based recommender systems. To address confounding bias in RL-based recommender systems, several strategies can be employed. Diversification. Introducing diversity in recommendations can help mitigate the effects of popularity and feedback loops. By ensuring that less popular items are also recommended.
One very important thing I have to write down.
The system can gather more balanced data about user preferences. Contextual bandits. Using contextual bandit algorithms can help by taking into account the context in which recommendations are made. This includes user demographics, time of day, and other contextual factors that can influence user behavior. Counterfactual learning. Applying counterfactual learning techniques allows the system to estimate the reward of unobserved actions, i.e., items that were not recommended. This helps in understanding the potential impact of recommendations that were not made and reduces bias. Thompson sampling. Thompson sampling can be used to balance
So all of
exploration
them,
and exploitation,
saying
ensuring that the
that
system explores a wider
we
range
need
of
to
items
do
rather than
exploitation
over-relying
too,
on
even if
historically
it has
popular
costs
items.
for us.
Causal inference. Integrating causal inference methods can help identify and adjust for confounding variables, leading to more accurate and unbiased recommendations. Conclusion. Reinforcement learning can cause confounding bias in recommender systems through mechanisms such as feedback loops, non-random recommendations, temporal biases, and popularity biases. To mitigate these biases, techniques like diversification, contextual bandits, counterfactual learning, Thompson sampling, and causal inference can be employed. By addressing these issues, recommender systems can provide more accurate and fair recommendations, ultimately improving user satisfaction and engagement.
Perfect. what do I want to say now? That's it. Okay, causal inference is the next topic. What is causal inference? Let's just start a new one. Give me a simplified introduction to causal inference. I'm here, guys. I'm here. Don't worry. Screen. What the fuck was that? That's it. So what is the difference between? Oh, phone. I should add phone. That's it. So we want to have screen. I just want to have a little screen here. That's really good. And I want to put it on the top. This is the screen. Turn it on. Now bring it this way. How can I bring it on the top? Let's put it out. That's what I want. That looks good. I'm looking at this. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going here and like for example, yes, perfect. That makes sense. Let's go. Really good. Now let's go.
Causal inference is the process of determining whether and how one variable, the cause, affects another variable, the effect. Unlike simple correlation, which only measures how two variables move together, causal inference seeks to establish a cause and effect relationship. Here's a simplified introduction. Causation versus correlation. Correlation, when two variables move together, but one doesn't necessarily cause the other. For example, ice cream sales and sunburns are correlated because both increase during summer, but buying ice cream doesn't cause sunburn. Causation, when one variable directly affects another. For example, smoking causes lung cancer.
End of the day,
Key concepts.
I think at the end of the day, this was my thought in the couple of past days. I think it is just correlation, and we make the causation, it's just a made-up thing. Causation can be a made-up thing so that it simplifies and explains the world we live in it. But okay, on the other hand, you can say, okay, if it explains it, it simplifies it for us, we can understand it. But if it explains it, so the world is what is our explanation. I don't care. I think these topics are the true mental masturbations.
The variable or intervention being studied for its causal effect, example a new drug. Outcome, the variable that is affected by the treatment,
But that's interesting.
example
I think
patient
it's just
health.
looking at world from two different angles. Maybe that's what it is.
Confounders, other variables that might influence both the treatment and the outcome, potentially misleading the results if not controlled for, example age, diet. Methods of causal inference. Randomized controlled trials, RCTs. Participants are randomly assigned to treatment or control groups, minimizing the impact of confounders and providing strong evidence of causality.
So confounders are other variables that might influence both the treatment and the outcome, potentially misleading the results if not controlled. Methods of causal inference. Randomized controlled trials. Participants are randomly assigned to treatment or control groups. So it's like A/B testing, right? We randomly divide the population in two groups, give some of them treatment, give some of them don't treat them. The interesting thing on social media and platform is that, for example, you want to try something on Instagram, is that this, we cannot just say, okay, we have two groups and they are separate from each other. So we run this version of the app on them, and the other version on the group B. Here, the people in the groups have interaction. So first of all, how to divide the population in two groups matters. Even then, after doing that, then you send something on Instagram to other person. So if, for example, you wanna boost an advertisement in one group and boost another one in the other group, if they have friends, which is very possible, the graph is probably very connected. If they are friends, however, okay, I also remember, like, your friends are similar to you, by the way, so it's not super connected in a way, right? Well, still, Instagram doesn't, right? Instagram divides these people to two groups. One group may send videos, content for ads from this group to the other group. So there is always leaking information from one to the other. How long? Let's go, and we are about to finish, by the way. Confounder. I see.
Studies, used when RCTs, randomized controlled trials, RCTs participants are randomly assigned to treatment or control groups, minimizing
from our talk is synthetic control. I want to get to know about that too.
The impact of confounders and providing strong evidence of causality. Observational studies, used when RCTs are not feasible. These studies observe existing data, using statistical methods to control for confounders and infer causality. Techniques for observational studies. Regression analysis, adjusts for confounders by statistically controlling for them. Instrumental variables, uses a variable related to the treatment but not directly to the outcome, helping to isolate the causal effect. Difference in differences, compares changes in outcomes over time between a group that received the treatment and a group that did not. Propensity score matching, matches treated and untreated units with similar characteristics to estimate the treatment effect. Challenges. Confounding variables, hard to ensure all relevant confounders are accounted for. Selection bias, when the treatment group differs from the control group in ways that affect the outcome. Measurement error, inaccuracies in measuring the treatment or outcome variables can distort the results. Causal inference helps answer questions like, does this new teaching method improve student performance, or does this marketing campaign increase sales? By using careful study design and statistical techniques to move beyond correlation to establish causality.
Alright, perfect. Also, I want to know, let's go to the mathematics. Modeling of causal inference. Very like how easy it is to learn the basics, because by the way, basics are always easy to learn because it's just very intuitive, and yeah, once you get into like deep topics, you get deep into the topic, it usually gets difficult. Like the first things are always nice to listen to. It just broadens my perspective. Next one was a synthetic control. Water up in the summer. Really good. Okay, let's go.
Sure, let's delve into the mathematical modeling of causal inference. The key elements in this modeling include potential outcomes, causal effects, and assumptions such as the stable unit treatment value assumption, SUTVA, exchangeability, and positivity.
Stable unit treatment.
Here's a structured approach. Potential outcomes framework. Potential outcomes. Y, 1, y underscore I, 1, y, 1 the potential.
Okay, fuck you. The potential outcomes framework. Potential outcomes. So yi1, the potential outcome for unit I, we have n units. If it receives the treatment, what happens for the outcome if 1 is receiving, 0 is not receiving? So two groups, 1 receives, 0 doesn't, and doesn't receive. Observed outcome. What is the observed outcome? Yi observed, but we know which person is in each group, right? Yi is di yi1 plus 1 minus di yi0, where di is 1 if yi is in the observed or not, indicator variable. Alright, causal effect. What is the causal effect? So tau I is once we treat minus once we don't treat. That's the thing. That's everything is in causal effect, right? So this shit here, causal effect, we want to compute this, but we can't because tau I is yi of 1 minus yi of 0. Either the person is in group 1 or in A, or it received the treatment, or it didn't receive. So if he received yi0, we don't know it. If he didn't receive yi1, we didn't know it. We don't know it. And there is always this element of counterfactual here, right? Now let's get back to my lovely view. Average treatment effect, exactly.
L outcome for you. This is the average difference in outcomes if everyone in the population were treated versus if no one were treated. Average treatment effect on the treated, ATT.
Oh.
At equals EE.
Yes, so yi of 1 will be known. Maybe not, well, it has less uncertainty about yi of 1 than. Okay, makes sense.
1, Yi. This is the average causal effect for those who actually received the treatment. Assumptions. Stable unit treatment value assumption.
Honestly, do we need to have causality? I'm not sure. It simplifies for us as human beings, but does it simplify for our machines? Because if you remember, once we were watching this video, and like the guy was in OpenAI. I think he used to be at MIT or Stanford, and he was talking about once everything is changing fast, we have to study the change. And he was like talking that at the beginning our models we have a lot of assumptions on our models to work. And I feel causality is similar to assumption, having assumption. At the beginning, we put a lot of assumptions, so we end up having some good models, and then based on that model, we build stronger devices. Our devices get better. It is the time to remove some of those assumptions that help us take a step now are keeping us holding us back from running, something like that. So you need to remove some assumptions, because now you have a stronger machines with higher computational power, and then you want to remove assumptions more and more. So here causality sounds like assumption. The truth is that we have just these observations that, okay, people are eating ice cream, sunburn is at this rate. These are the facts. Well, in our human mind, and it really makes sense that ice cream doesn't cause sunburn, but they are correlated because of summer or sunshine. When the weather is hot, we have more sunburn, we have more ice cream. But these are the reasonings and assumptions that we are putting. If we have a very strong computational power, we may need not just assume any causality. That's my point. I think I talked enough.
Sugba. There are no interference effects between units, and the potential outcomes for any unit do not depend on the treatment status of other units.
Okay, that's the
exchangeability. No
stable unit, Sattva. It says units are treated independently, but the example I had in Instagram, that this leakage of information doesn't let us have this assumption.
No confounding. Given a set of covariates XXX, the treatment assignment is independent of the potential outcomes Y1, Y.
So it says Y1 and Y0, yi1 and yi0, both of them, the pair is independent of di. Di is one when you are treated. What does that mean? Given xi, what are the xi? Xi's are the confoundings. No confounding. Given a set of covariates x, the treatment assignment is independent of treatment assignment is independent. Treatment assignment is di, is independent of the potential outcome. yi1. Okay, I need some example on this. This means I'm getting it, but I'm not getting it at the same time. Okay, I think it says it doesn't depend on the person. This means that within the strata, what is a strata? Strata meaning a layer or series of layers of rocks in the ground. A level or class to which people are assigned according to their social status. Okay, exactly. Strata defined by X, the treatment is as good as randomly assigned. Okay, this part I didn't get it fully, but we don't want to get involved with these topics very deeply right now. Positivity overlap. Every unit has a positive probability of receiving both the treatment and not treatment, and the control. What is the control? Methods for estimation, regression adjustment, and covariates. What are the covariates? Propensity scoring machine. Estimate the probability of treatment given the covariates. Okay. Probability of receiving given the covariate. Features, those are the features. Treated and controlled unit with similar propensity. Instrumental variables. So what is it? Is use an instrument Z that affects the treatment but not directly the outcome. I don't get it. Two states, list the square, difference in differences. Okay, identify the treatment and outcome, collect data, choose a method, estimate the effect, check assumptions. Okay, perfect. What is synthetic control? Our next topic, but before that, I need to take a pause and I need to go. I want to go grab some water because my mouth is drying. Let's go. Okay, synthetic control.
Synthetic control is a method used in causal inference to estimate the effect of an intervention or treatment when randomized experiments are...
Okay, wait a second. Maybe it's just because we are continuing in a chat about causal inference. Let's... Like, is this... Oh, okay. It is about causal inference. Alright. Good to know. I thought it's just an independent thing related to control, not about causal inference.
The synthetic control method is a statistical technique used in causal inference to evaluate the effect of an intervention or treatment when a randomized control trial is not feasible. This method constructs a synthetic control group by combining data from multiple untreated units to create a weighted average that approximates the characteristics of the treated unit before the intervention. Here's a breakdown of the key concepts and steps involved. Key concepts: treated unit, the unit, example region, company, individual, that receives the intervention or treatment. Control units, the units that do not receive the intervention, used to construct the synthetic control. Pre-intervention period.
Fuck off. Yeah, it's not... Guys, first of all, I'm getting distracted, and second is that I'm getting distracted. I should not also care much about that. Not about the distraction, but about the thing that is distracting me. Alright?
The period before the treatment is applied, used to match the synthetic control to the treated unit. Post-intervention period, the period after the treatment is applied, used to assess the impact of the intervention. Key concepts: treated unit, the unit, example region, company, individual, that receives the intervention or treatment. Control units, the units that do not receive the intervention, used to construct the synthetic control. Pre-intervention period, the period before the treatment is applied.
Okay, I should read them. Treated unit, the unit that receives the intervention or treatment. Okay. Control units, the units that do not receive the intervention. Okay, that's good to know. Used to DI is 0. to construct the synthetic control. Pre-intervention period, the period before the treatment is applied, used to match the synthetic control to the treated. What does matching the synthetic control to the treated? Post-intervention period, the period after the treatment is applied, used to assess the steps to implement synthetic control.
To match the synthetic control to steps to implement synthetic control. Selection of treated and control units. Identify the unit that receives the treatment and a set of potential control units that did not receive the treatment. Data collection. Gather data on the outcome variable and their covariance for both treated and control units.
Shit, it's just giving me a headache. Fuck off! Okay, I should read. Selection of treated and control units. Guys, I'm not a... I had it. Fuck that. No, this is it. This is like Instagram, right? Like Instagram, you have two groups and there is information leakage from one group to the other group. The same is here. I have my job and I was talking to a friend and there was information leakage. So that's what's up. I want to focus on my job, I can't. I'm just saying, fuck off. Can for a moment, fuck off. I want to focus on these fucking steps to implement synthetic control. And for now, I want to focus on this. Why is it so difficult? I wish, you know what, I could cut my brain in like 6 parts and I stored the elements in each part, like different topics of daily life in each part, so I would just put myself in one mode and then I could focus 100%.
For a period before
Okay,
and
fuck
after
up,
the
I have to read it, otherwise those talks come to my head. Selection of treated and control units. Steps to implement. Alright, let me write it down here so I make sure I don't forget it. That's perfect. That writing it down does the job, I guess. I'm so sensitive. I'm a bitch. Honestly, I'm a fucking bitch. So what? Fuck. Stay calm, dude. Selection of treated and control units. Identify the unit that receives the treatment and a set of potential control units that did not receive the treatment. Selection of... Alright. Now it's just my mind talking. I don't like it. Okay, I think we need to just read it and we get into it. Selection of treated and control units. Identify the unit that receives the treatment and a set of potential control units. Why set of potential? How many? One control unit is not enough. that did not receive the treatment. Okay, we split the population in two groups. That's it. Data collection. We treat one group, we don't treat the other group, control group, and we see the effect, the features that we are looking for, gather data on the outcome variable and other covariates for both treated and control units for a period before and after them. Weight optimization. What is that? Determine the weights for the control units to construct the synthetic control. So synthetic control is over the control unit that we don't do the treatment on them. So what is this weight? The weights are chosen such that synthetic control unit best matches the treated unit in the pre-intervention period in terms of outcome and relevant covariates. So okay, that's true. That makes sense, right? It's called weight optimization. We want to split our people in two groups. First of all, these people are independent from each other. It's a big assumption. Like for example, if it was vaccine for COVID, you couldn't say that because people, what is it called? It's contagious, right? It can go from one person. The virus can go from one person to the other. So you don't have a complete isolation to do this test. However, we should do that, and it's good. Both our treatment group and control group have similar features pre-intervention. You don't want to try vaccine, for example, only your men and your control group is women. That is not good. You want to have both groups should be diverse enough, similar to each other. Perfect. May not be possible, ideally, but you want to be as close as we can. Construction of synthetic control. See guys, I'm back to it. Construction of synthetic control. What is that? Create the synthetic control by applying the optimized weights to the control unit's data. I don't get that part. Comparison. Compare the outcome of post-intervention. Applications. Dude, did you see that? We don't need to cut our brain in 6 parts. Just do the thing, get more involved within those stupid talks, go away. Applications. The synthetic control method is widely used in various fields, including economics, well, it should be, political science, public health. Public health is really important. Marketing. Interesting thing is that in marketing, in public, all of them, you cannot really separate them. It is particularly useful in cases such as evaluating the impact of policy change or regulation, assessing the effect of marketing campaigns or product launches, analyzing the outcomes of natural experiments. So wait a second, how can we do that for fight of lion and tigers? I don't know. Well, I think Siberian tiger wins. But even Siberian tiger with polar bear, who knows? Suppose you want to evaluate the effect. But today, this session was really good. I learned a lot of things, and it was good, and it was like small bites. It was nice. Suppose you want to evaluate the effect of a new law implemented in a specific state on unemployment rate. That is actually super important. We never do that. We never measure the effect of a law. We just say, oh, this is happening, this law should come and stop it. But we don't, it takes much longer time to see how people adapt to this new law. And usually people, once they want to make a new law, establish a new law, they don't think how people react to it. I guess, I feel. Treated unit. right? People smuggle drugs. Just saying, oh, it's illegal doesn't mean people won't do it. The state where the law was implemented, that's the beauty of mechanism design. I mean, fuck all the theorems. Well, not one theorem I want to mention. Fuck all the results. Fuck all like auctions. I think if there is one thing very beautiful, is just incentive compatibility. That you can have a direct mechanism that is incentive compatible, obedient and truthful, and it's stupid, just we need to keep it honest. Treated unit, control units, other states where the law was not implemented, data collection, gather data on weight optimization, construction and comparison. Perfect. Well, is there anything else, or I can play at least counter for a while? There is no more like these topics that we didn't cover. So I think it's a good time to take a break, and next time we come back with more specific actions, reading some papers, and start to writing a proposal. Well, I don't know if I can share those parts, but reading papers for sure I can. And I like to do that. Let's go play our counter. I should change. Yeah. Alright. Honestly, they go to this like game with boots, but if it was me, I would wear a running shoe. I don't know, boots are so uncomfortable, or maybe because I don't wear them a lot. I need to do that. I need to wear boots more, then I can have a fair judgment. I'm exploited by running shoes. There is nobody playing. Why? What? There is nobody. I need some. Where was my knife? What happened? What does Physis mean? Damn, dude. Just kidding. Nostalgic. 500,000. What was I thinking? Dude, honestly, fuck this gun. I'm gonna go with my knife. Okay, that was our warm. Fuck! I'd rather go shoot. That was it. Oh, it was just Physis. $500,000 just for me to hit my little dance, then I'm bouncing. Do my little. So we will come back. This game sucks, by the way. For me to hit my little dance, then I'm bouncing. Where are they? What happened? Dude, okay, they're all bots. There is no point in this game. It is just good for my ego. Oh la 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 la. They're all bots. There is no point. Look at them. 3 of them next to each other. Fuck this down. I'm going this way. There's 2 of them here. Alright. Finally, it's just I will. Oh, okay. Fucking bots are good. Are they using reinforcement learning against me? Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, guys, I have to make it better. Bunch of bots are taking. This motherfucking bot cast killed me 3 times. Enough is enough. Where are they? Since when they are so arrogant? They come to our field. Oh shoot. His gun is better than me. What a nice angle. What cask? Fuck you. He's trained on me. Alpha Zero Deep Mind. Let's go this way, by the way. What's up? Okay. What cask? Was you? Killed bot cask finally. Dude, honestly, I should knife. Honestly, it doesn't make sense to. They are better than me. One of them got two pistols. I can't accept this fact. Come here, baby. Two in a row. Oh shoot. I felt he like hit my throat. Ah, bitch. Oh. Again, fucking cask. He's back in the game. Brick gum, link around. She's a damn bitch. Dude, come on. What is this? But your birthday is better outfit. Dude, I hit his heart. Honestly, I was like left side. Why should Cass kill me? Send somebody else. Motherfucker. Ah, finally. Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. What the fuck do you want me? Come here. Oh, bitch. What else? Who else do you bring? Yeah. Oh, golden knife. Stern Muhammad. Finally you showed up, bitch. Again, it's not a good time for this guy to show up. This game was about to settle, so. Okay, I will go pool for sure. And you hear me because it just down the stress better outfit. Last one, this is the last one. Alcardi. Did you like it? Online transformation! Woohoo! Fuck, alright. Oh, dude, give it to me. Huh? Dude, I'm not on my feet. Fuck, dude. What was that? That was. Dude. Dude. What the fuck? Dude, panic. Come over. Alright. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, shit, bro. What is happening here, guys? It's getting crazy. Shit is getting crazy. Oh, this motherfucker is ahead of me? Fuck him. Ooh, who is this guy in our team who's killing? Who was that guy? There is a guy in our team who's really doing good. Perfect. Oh shoot, there is a guy there. Dude, the bots in my group are better than me. That sucks. Perfect. Who? Fuck him. Shit got out of control. These motherfuckers show no mercy. Damn, bots are acting better. That's what happens when you play with the bots. They just bring your value down. You don't grow, they grow. What is happening? This gun was not shooting, does not kill. Well, I didn't have to. I couldn't see. Can I make it? Make it. Somebody got the knife. Oh shoot. Who has the knife, by the way? Somebody better than us? kill. Suddenly, this bot got better than him too. Damn, I had a very bad game. Okay. 2.5 as we always do. Okay. Guys, let's quit. And let's stop. Thank you.